All right, welcome back to Truck Talk with Coach Duke. This is going to be the second installment this week. Again, we're going to pretend like last week never happened. Let's get into the defense, okay? So, Dallas, this is going to be the third of our 4 defensive formations. So, we're almost done with defense, right? Once we get done with the defensive section of these, it's going to be a lot easier for us to focus more on the offense and get our offense going, but we need to really stick to the defense. Eventually, we'll start showing game film and stuff, but we'll get there. Let's talk about our Dallas package, okay? So our Dallas is going to be our goal line package. We're going to use this when our opponent is right on the goal line or we really need to stop and we know that they're pounding the ball, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to line up like this. We're going to line up in a 6-man front against them, and I went ahead and showed this against a split back look with the sniffer tied in just to give a different look for these videos, okay? This side obviously is our defense. So as always, corners, your job is going to be really simple. You're going to line up at depth to the outside. And in this case, you both have a receiver. So you're playing man coverage over your receiver. If this receiver didn't exist, you would be creeping this way and blitzing in. But for the purposes of this, you do have a receiver there, so you're not creeping, you're playing man coverage on your guys, okay? Tackles, it's going to be really simple. Tackles, y'all are both going to go ahead and blitz that A gap, right? Because we want to create kind of pressure in the backfield. We really want to get at the quarterback. So both of my tackles, I can't write on that side, ignore me. Our tackles are going to be blitz the A gap. We're double blitzing the center, and we're making him have to make a really hard choice, okay? For my defensive ends, what you're doing is you're going to blitz the outside of the tackle, what is technically the C gap. You're coming here, blitzing that C gap, right? My ends, y'all are outside contain, create that umbrella like we do. Okay, so the same thing you would do in Miami, you're doing here, except instead of waiting, you're coming straight. You're coming down. If nothing comes outside, your job is to, instead of creep, boom, come across and get to the quarterback, right? For our safety, you know your job. You're going to be kind of that self zone right there on the field. Make sure nobody gets behind you. Follow the ball wherever the ball may go. And again, for my middle linebackers, for Mike and Jack, you're going to be in a self zone, right? Self zone. Except for the fact that if they're running. If they're running, your job then becomes blitz the B gap. Blitz the B gap. Okay? So this is going to be Dallas. Going over it one more time quickly. Corners, you're going to line up at depth as you always do. If you have a receiver like you do in this notation, you're going to be playing man coverage. If not, you're creep and blitz as you've been in everything else. My tackles, you're going to line up, head up with a guard, blitz the A gap. My ends, y'all are going to line up on the outside shoulder of the offensive tackle, blitz that C gap. Outside linebackers, y'all are going to creep up and get on the line, making it a what? 6-2. Good job, whichever kiddo said that. 6-2. You're going to outside contain or blitz, depending on how, if, just get to the backfield and cut it off. Middle linebackers, you're in that self zone. Unless they blitz, then you're blitzing the B gap. Safety, you're here. And I want y'all to notice. Eventually, I'm going to do a full video on it for my kiddos, right? But there's a concept in football called run fit. And basically that means on defense, we're trying to solve as many problems as we can by what we're doing before the offense even goes, right? So let's think about it, right? There are really only so many options an offense can go to. They can go through the A gap, they can go through the B gap, they can go through the C gap, or they can try to go outside, right? Well, what do we notice about this formation specifically? Well, if they try to go to the A gap on either side, there's a defensive tackle there. If they try to go to the B gap on either side with a run play, the middle linebacker is crashing down to fill that gap. If they try to go to the C gap, there's a defensive in there. And if they try to get to the outside of the C gap, we have an outside linebacker there. That is called run fit. Basically what that means is out of their 4 options, we are going to take away all 4 of those options before they even snap the ball. That is good defense. And we'll get to a full video discussing the run fits for all of our formations. It will have its own video in this series. But I wanted to go over the concept because this is the clearest one where you can see bang, 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 bang. They have no options. That's why this is our goal line package, and it's worked pretty well the past couple of seasons. So after this, there's going to be one more formation video on the defensive side of this. That formation video is going to cover the Vegas defense, which is kind of our super high pressure package that we do. Outside of that, we'll start having probably some more offensive videos to compensate just for the amount of time and the amount of offense really get going. Please, again, if you have any questions about this or the other video, please, shoot me a message. Watch multiple times, get what you can out of it, and I will see everybody on Tuesday. Again, thank you for watching this episode of Chalk Talk with Coach Duke. Coach Duke, out.